welcome to a new episode of Mandatory Gear. Now normally we're talking about adventure sports, row gaining and adventure racing, mountain biking, kayaking. But today I'm going to talk about a new sport that I've gotten involved in, and that's sport shooting. Now I've shot several different types of matches in sport shooting and the type of equipment that I needed to compete in them. Millimeter handgun. Magazines hold 15 rounds, and it's a pretty easy gun to use. It's very simple. The ammunition is relatively cheap because it's 9mm. There's very little in way of screwing this gun up. You've got a trigger, and pretty much that's it. No safety, no other things on this. It's just point and shoot. So you're going to need a handgun to compete in the match. Now, in addition to the handgun, you're going to need some extra magazines. Now, this is a Gen 3, which only comes with 2 magazines, but if you buy a newer Gen 4, it will come with 3 magazines, which is the bare minimum that you're going to need to compete. Now, if you have a Gen 3 like I have, you're going to need magazines. Now, this is a 15 rounder, and this is a 10 rounder. And here's the thing. You're going to need 10 rounds to compete in this particular shooting sport. So 10 rounds per 3 magazines. Now I have these old pre-band magazines which make it kind of easy. I just fill these up and then fill up only one of these up to 10. I would suggest though buying the high cap magazines, that way at least you have them and you can shoot other sports with them, and just loading them up to 10. But you're going to need 3 magazines to go with your handgun. Now let's get into the more practical parts of this. You're going to need a holster for your gun and a magazine pouch. Now this is a Kydex holster I picked up. I've got actually several holsters for this particular gun. This one's a little bit more expensive. It's about I think about $60, but I've also picked up a cheaper holster for the Glock Black Hawk holster for about $20. So you can do a $20 holster for this and you'll be just fine. Now you're going to need an ammo pouch. This ammo pouch is an old Uncle Mike's pouch that I've had for a while. Probably paid about $15-20 for it some years ago, and it is for double-sided magazines. So you can put your double stacks in this, and once again you're going to need 3 magazines. So for the IDPA matches you'd be set as far as magazines, your ammo pouch, and your Kydex holster for your Glock or whatever pistol you may be using. The other things that you're going to need that are mandatory for the sport, you're going to need eyes and ears. Now basically you're going to need something to protect your eyes from the brass. So you're going to have something just in case when you're shooting and you get brass that deflects towards your eyes, you won't sustain an injury. So it's real important to have these, whether they're shooting glasses or prescription glasses or any kind of safety glasses. Now, when I talk about ears, basically I have these. Now these are Howard Light, so these are a little bit higher end. I got these because I was using earplugs, and to be honest, these work a lot better. They also allow an adjustment for the sound so that you can hear people rather than being completely muffled that you would if you had earplugs. You don't have to necessarily go this way. These are a little bit less than $50, but you can go with a pair of foam earplugs that you can stick in your ears, and you can get those at dollar stores for next to nothing. So you can do it relatively on the cheap. You don't have to go that route. Now, obviously, you're going to need one more important thing, and that's ammunition. And this is some of the cheapest ammo that you're going to find for your handgun because it's aluminum cased. This is Blazer ammo. It's 115 grain, 50 rounds in this box. And in general, for the IDPA matches, you're going to need about 150 rounds just to be on the safe side. So 3 boxes of this, and this goes generally for about anywhere from $10 to $12 depending on where you live. So you're going to need that. One more thing, and you see that there's not that many items on the table. For IDPA, because they consider it more of a defensive shooting type scenario, they want you to carry the weapon concealed when you're on the firing line, so they require you to wear what's called a concealment garment. Now, all I did was just wear a larger t-shirt over my primary t-shirt, so that when you bring your hands parallel like this, that you can't see the gun. So that's one of the rules, so that's what you got to do. Like I say, I wore t-shirts. Some people wore short sleeve shirts, button-up shirts, but a lot of the guys who do this quite often, they wear this fishing type vest. That's something that's generally kind of standard with the shooting. So once again, this is a kind of a neat way to get into the shooting sports and to carry on your adventure.